You're the guy, the mainly guy.
Highlights, in-depth interviews, and stories behind the action. Add to the show at 207-324-1220. Live on the radio, live video stream, and on demand as a podcast.
My goal in life is to have an empire. My mainly empire.
Now, let's get local. Mainly Motorsports.
Yes, we are. We're here, and welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I'm here with, obviously, Greg, Andy, and the lovely...
Okay, what's her intro this week?
What's my name?
Hey, we spent a weekend at Oxford, and I'm still in a relationship.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where does Steve rank right now, Deb?
Well, in all honesty, he did all the right things.
I did all the right things.
Oh, you're a 10.
She did find some
about a
things
10.
out that she wasn't in on the conversation that could not be for the airwave, but Greg knows he found out after the fact of some of the things that I was trying to brew up and all that, and when somebody brought up, he's like, "You ain't gonna believe your boy," and then Greg's comment when they said it to him is like, "You're never gonna say something that I'm not gonna believe what my boy said," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So anyway, Debbie finds out after the fact on some of this stuff, but it's
things that didn't happen, didn't need to
Where
happen.
the
So we're
statute
good.
of limitations, where does that stand?
No, it's just
No, it's his future.
It can't be
it's
said.
his
It can't be
future
said
thoughts.
on the airwaves.
Yeah.
there is.
Oh, no, I'm talking about timeline.
Yeah, no, some of it was for future, right?
Yeah, there was. I
Oh.
try to make stuff happen. I like to make the action happen.
Okay.
But
Like-
there really wasn't a crowd for the action to happen.
Well, yeah, but when I bring a crowd,
Oh, yeah. I
Like,
don't know.
I bring it
was
from-
a
It's a shock
different. It was a
factor.
different 250.
yeah,
Everything about it.
You know what I think brought the vibe down a little bit was no campfires.
No campfires
Yes.
was a
I
killer.
think-
Oh, man.
Well, it was because it's been so dry.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
it's
they did
like-
all the right things.
Wait a
but-
minute, no one broke that law?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sure somebody.
well, they
did.
tried, but
Yeah.
they had campfire police, regular
They should have,
police.
yeah.
and,
Yeah. No,
you
I
know,
mean, it was
and-
for everyone's safety.
Yeah, so
But it just seemed like the vibe was chill.
Well, I mean, basically, we went back to the hotel early every night.
Yeah, I left too.
It was
so.
cold, too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was cold.
you know, and then they had Archie's one-man band on
He was good.
night
though.
number
Had you
2.
never seen Shontario?
Is that
No.
what the guy's name was?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
no, that guy's amazing.
He was so good. He played all genres. I mean, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So
That
so
was
good.
his
I
name?
didn't. I
I was
know
out there
nothing about
dancing
it.
with Archie.
Kind of look like him,
I
except
thought it
he has
was-
more hair.
Yeah,
I thought
he's
it
got
was-
more hair. Yeah.
What was his name?
Shontario?
Oh, I thought it was Guns with No Roses.
Oh, stop.
Is it the wrong guy?
No.
It's the guy who I'm thinking of, right? The guy that played at Archie's on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shontario. He's amazing.
That was an inside joke.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not
I
inside.
don't know. I don't know.
You had to
I'm
be
knocking
there.
on the
It's
door
only
on the
his
outside.
break.
If you were
I
there,
don't know.
I was not.
Guns with No Roses.
I still don't get it.
You get it, right?
No.
Greg, do you
You
get
didn't
it?
go over.
I wasn't
Guns.
there.
Wait a
There's
minute.
lots of
Guns
guns.
as in anatomy?
Well, I don't think guns like you think guns.
Are you talking
Those
about
are the
anatomy?
only guns
Yeah.
I think about.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guns.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I understand what he means now.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, there was.
So it was not an
There
old
was-
school 250 is what we're
No,
saying. Okay.
no, but-
There's no fire, right?
no
See, it all
fire.
comes together.
There's
It
no,
all
yeah.
comes together.
Yeah.
But no, it
But
was
that was fun.
it was good. You know, it was a lot of fun, and you know, great time had by everybody that enjoyed the experience of the Oxford 250. You know, 52 years in the making, still happening. The staff, hats off to the staff.
Oh my
because
gosh, they don't
they
have a
work
big staff,
their tail
but
off.
they don't stop.
They work their tail off. You know, there's an efficient run program all 3 days.
Yep.
You know, from the track crew, the
250 was done at 8:20 something. 8:22.
And we had a lot of stupid
Victory Lane was going on at
cautions.
8:36.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really good. And congratulations to our future guest on the show. We're going to be calling in Austin Terrace.
Yeah.
You know,
And the number that he's going to call, I'll get my microphone back on. The number he's going to call is chewing my salad. Sorry. Yeah, the number he's going to call is 207-324-1220. If you want to join in on the show, this is show number 711, by the way.
Wow.
Just got to throw that in there.
Nice.
And
Oh my goodness gracious!
I don't get that one. We all have our
7-Eleven.
inside jokes. I think when I think of 7-Eleven, I think of Kyle Petty, right?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
when he
Years
drove that
ago.
7 car. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a Wood Brothers car or something.
Yeah.
he drove. Yeah, it was. I think, but it wasn't 21.
No, he's like the only dude that got away with driving
not
for the Wood
having-
Brothers and not having to drive a 21. Anyway,
Showing you, right?
Hank, Dude, you're older than me.
I was going to say, he's the youngest one in the room, I think.
I think I am, yeah, by like a year. The show is not possible without Rejuvenate Canna or Dow Excavating Inc., sponsors of Mainely Motorsports, which will, center on the Oxford 250. And you got to love it when a Maine kid wins, Austin Terrace. And I wasn't there, but I followed a little bit through social media, and the kid it was a whole team effort. I'm sure they'll expand on that, where the preparation, which we'll talk about as well, the execution met the preparation, and the determination of the driver really brought everything together, and congratulations to him.
Yeah, and the one thing that team, starting with team owner Jay Cushman, puts in is this is more than just a race to them. This has been 40-plus years of Jay wanting to stand in victory lane, and if you go look for the photos in victory lane, there is no Jay in it. But that race really means something to Jay.
What did he tell us because Steve and I went back into the pits to see Jay and Austin after our tech and everything had cooled down? What did he tell us? Like his first two Oxford 250 attempts, he attempted as a driver in 82 and 83, I think he said.
Something like that.
And he drew the pole for first heat both years.
Oh,
Wow.
And didn't make the race.
Wow.
Yeah,
both years.
And I think, and I don't even know if Austin's aware of this, so we'll ask him. I think that there's rumors out there that the first attempt ever in Jay, I think he puked in his helmet, getting ready to roll out on the track. You know what I mean?
Would, because you had 100 and some odd whatever cars show up back in the day. Because and when you were starting a heat race, you started with 20 other drivers. I don't know what the heat races looked like on Sunday, but they had
9 and 10.
When they finally, got their last minute call in favors, they had still only 46 cars, 47 cars.
I think 41 started.
Well, I mean, just to even show up. Okay, so what was the last chance qualifier, which is usually the race of the day?
And it was nothing.
Nine.
Was it like a 4-cylinder heat race?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it wasn't.
We can touch on that a little later in the show, and all. We probably all got different theories as to why, but still, the quality.
Oh no, you don't take away. It's kind of like, for example, if you're like a lot of our friends race the Oxford 250, and I liken it to supporting the troops, right? So you support the troops no matter what, even if you don't like the administration that's sending the troops.
Exactly.
Right, so you always support the troops. Huge congratulations to Austin Terrace and all the people that showed up and made it one heck of a race. Gonna take a little bragging right beforehand. What? 2 words. Kohlrabi. I said so.
You did.
Kohlrabi.
So what happened to him at the end? I didn't really pay attention.
He was the second best car of the day all day long, and the last restart, they were muscling their way to the front. He got muscled kind of out of the way into a groove, and then muscled to the shuffled to the back. So he had to get on his high horse and try to get to the front. And
was that going through any of your minds during this?
All the time.
I was in your head.
You were in the head. You know what I
was
mean?
there.
Yeah, and
He was there, and I'm gonna say his maturity level hurt him.
Yeah.
He had the equipment to do it.
Right.
He just raced way over his head
at this
at
point of the
times.
race, he probably should
Even
have.
in the beginning, he was doing stupid
Well,
stuff.
he wasn't doing.
Yeah, he was.
He had a he had a car.
Deb, he's 16.
I know, and he raced like a 16-year-old. Like
Yeah,
I'm saying,
but-
from a mother's point of view, I would have been
love it.
like,
But it was funny.
But
You would have scolded him
I
after.
would have.
If you were
But
Tasha,
it
what
was
would you
funny.
say?
Oh Lord, poor Tasha.
So the spotter.
I feel for her.
This is where, Greg and Gigi, not Gigi, Marcel, but I always think of Gigi Gravel. His regular spotters were, one
In
was
the race.
racing, he had a prior commitment, so they had one of the best spotters
the best
out there.
spotters out there. Yeah.
But still, you don't have that continuity. You know what I mean? So Scott Tapley did a great job with
Tap.
him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did
and
a
he
great
was trying
job
to rein
with
him in because
but
early
not
on,
knowing.
yeah.
So Jamie Rulo jumped in a few times to say, "Hey, all right, we got to cool our jets, we got to calm our tires, save our tires." You know what I mean? We don't need to. And at one time, it was funny. So he was racing Eddie on lap 28. Kind of shucking and
Over,
jiving.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like gonna, racing for the lead of the Oxford 250 on lap 28.
At 50, I would have done stupider things.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
The
and
excitement
then
of it
Jamie's
all.
like,
And he
listen,
had a car.
You're gonna get into, and I can't remember the words, if you're gonna get into car wars, or you're gonna get into something with Eddie at this point of the race, he's gonna end your day. Mm-hmm. Basically, that's what he said him. So he settled down, and then at the end of the day, he had a top 5 car. He didn't have a car capable of winning, and at that point, he probably should have picked and chose
His
who he
little
was going to
battles.
race with
Yeah.
and who he was
Know
going to
who he's
do
racing
battle with,
with.
and
Yeah.
he moved Gabe Brown.
Oh,
You know?
don't do
You
that.
don't move Gabe
No.
Brown. Not
So,
at that point in the
even
race,
if you're a
'cause-
U-Haul, you
no,
don't
Gabe
move
was
Gabe
running
Brown.
Yeah,
fifth or
Gabe was
sixth,
running.
so that was not a.
They're up.
That was not a thing to do.
And Gabe moved him with a little more force.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
You know.
Yeah, the sad part is he took out
No,
a really
no,
good
no.
car.
What does the spotter say? Not
Cole made a
signing.
mistake because he had the opportunity to go to the outside.
Yeah,
Plenty of
didn't
room.
need
Yeah.
to.
He
And
did
was
not
told,
need to play
he was told the
poking the
outside
bear.
was available.
Yeah.
Gabe got Gabed and didn't like it, and he spun Cole.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Moved him with
Cole
force.
moved him and rode down the side of him more aggressively than he should have.
Yeah.
At that point in the race, for that position, because what's the difference between 6th and 7th place in purse money?
Yeah.
Honestly, at that point,
Yeah.
it's saying, hey, now one's junked and one's 17th instead of 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
Right.
And the innocent
And it
victim
was,
he took
it was
out.
worth $200 more.
Yeah. You know why I felt bad in the whole deal was Brandon Varney.
Brandon
Yeah, he had a
Varney,
good
was
run
had-
going.
he was
Great
going to
run.
have a top 10
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, he was having a great
So,
run.
it's a calamity. It's a comedy of errors made by young people who.
I mean, we've
Just-
seen all ages do it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but-
I think it's too bad because he
I
did
don't
have
think.
a good
I don't
car.
think anybody's innocent.
No.
Anybody get a lifetime ban?
Not
No.
that we've
No.
heard of.
No, they
Good.
didn't.
Just want to make sure.
That was a simple.
And at that point, I'm sure it's frustration because Cole had the second best car all day long.
Yeah.
Led laps. Should have been, should have, would have, could have, I guess. At that point, and, all day long, you're thinking.
I still think
podium.
Cole could have drove around Gabe, and probably in the time frame he had, because he had 10 laps when he got to Gabe, and he played with him. They
Yeah.
played around for 4 or 5.
And I bet you on Sunday night he thought the same thing. And I bet you on Monday morning he thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And ever since then he's like, oh man, I should have done that.
Yeah.
And
No.
he'll learn that lesson for the
Yeah.
next time.
I
No,
mean, I
absolutely.
texted him at midnight and said, "Nice run, learn from your mistakes."
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And-
absolutely.
but
That's what he's done all year.
he's done great all year. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
it's the 250.
It was
Yeah.
it was sad for everybody.
Yeah. But it's still, it was a coming out party for him.
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
team did a great
They
job.
knew he was there.
Yeah.
oh,
no,
for
and
sure.
that's- Yeah.
Great equipment.
And it was a great race. There was strategy. I thought it was pretty cool when what was it, like lap 100, 110 when caution come out and everybody pits but Austin. You know what I mean? Austin and maybe 4 or 5 others. I thought at the end when Jimmy Renfrew come in and had tires and nobody else did, that he was going to be in the catbird seat, but nobody had nothing for Austin. That team was prepared. And
I think you're right. I think if Jimmy played his cards a little different coming up through, he might have had a better day than he did. You know.
Who was besides Cole Roby, who was the heartbreak? There's always a big heartbreak story in the 250.
I mean, I got to say Brandon Varney, honestly, because of
He had a great
top
run.
10
Yeah.
run going and ended up with a destroyed race car with 3 to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably. That's probably where I would go to.
Yeah, a nice, stayed out of everybody's way, ran a good race.
I mean, you could say it's heartbreak for DJ because he had a really
How many
fast
times?
car.
How
He
many
just-
times?
He comes prepared and has
You
a
know-
fast car,
you-
and
you know what I thought was
gets
pretty
molly-whopped.
is the top 3 at the end of the day.
Oh, all 3 of them had a great story.
But that's old school racing families.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Shaw family, the
Cushman,
McDonald's,
yeah.
Yeah.
and the Cushmans.
Any one of them.
You know what I mean? That's families that have paid their dues in this sport, and there they are at the marquee event.
Do you
know?
think? Would you say Johnny Clark was a little bit of a heartbreak with
Well,
this
that
situation?
was. I mean, I don't.
Because honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But like he was up there, and then all of a sudden he started like falling back, was on the outs, and then he had that incident where he was down in turn 1. And I was thinking to myself later that night or whatever, I wonder if something was messed up then, and that's
it
what
was.
caused
It was
Yes.
because he literally
Because
slowed down and
changed,
just
then when he
didn't
changed
turn.
tires,
So
and that's
They
when
didn't
the tire
realize
fell off,
at the tire.
so when they changed tires,
So they
when came
basically
in,
had a part failure.
Yeah, when they
Yes.
came in,
Yeah.
they changed tires. So when they pulled in, I said, I wonder if they're going to check something's not right, because I could visibly see something wasn't
Yeah,
right.
I didn't.
And they just changed tires and took off.
Sent
and
him
I'm
back
like,
out. Yeah.
They didn't check nothing. And then when he pulled to come out of the pits, never even hit the backstretch.
Yeah.
And the tire left the car, And I was talking to John Clark after, and like he said, it was good that it happened then and not when they got
When
up
he's
to
at
speed
full song and coming
then
out of a corner.
coming out of a corner with a couple cars on the outside of him. So it sucked that it happened, but it was good that it happened when it happened,
Right.
So, yeah. So there was guys that we expected to have a better run. Derek Griffin didn't perform.
great
And you said earlier he doesn't like that track, or his car doesn't seem to, or his style doesn't seem to gravitate towards it. Because I picked him, I thought he was a good pick, and then you guys are like, no, Derek Griffin.
Well,
he's a
he
wasted
runs
pick.
well. I mean, he finished second in the COA the year before. I mean,
yeah.
he
does
was-
all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
it's
still pulling his bootstraps up from all the stuff he's had going on in the last couple of
Yeah,
years.
he's had some health issues.
He hasn't been racing a lot as much as he had in the past, and they just had a new baby.
Yeah.
He looked like he just had a new baby when I saw him Sunday.
Shout out to the baby.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to take a quick break here because we want to come back with our Oxford 250 champion. That's right, the one and only Austin Terrace on the other side of these. And anytime you want to join the show afterwards, we'd love to hear from you. It's 207-324-1220. Mainly Motorsports on Seacoast Oldies, powered by Rejuvenate, Canna and Dow Excavating. We're back after these.
Retired doesn't mean you're done. If you've still got the drive, Dow Excavating has the wheel. Dow Excavating of Hollis is searching for a part-time CDL driver. You'll drive parts of York and Cumberland counties. Local routes for a family company with local roots. Competitive pay for someone who's put in the miles and enjoying the ride of life. Find more information at dowexcavatinginc.com. That's dowexcavatinginc.com. Dow Excavating is an equal opportunity employer. Getting older doesn't have to feel like it's a constant battle. Rejuvenate Canna offers natural relief, thoughtfully made, just for you. No pills, and you don't have to go through a series of specialists to get the relief you need. Rejuvenate Canna supplies dispensaries with the highest quality handcrafted flour across the Northeast. Connect with Rejuvenate Canna on Facebook and Instagram, and stay connected for a new chapter of Rejuvenate. But more on that later. Rejuvenate Canna Quality, care, consistency.
And now, back to Mainly Motorsports.
We're back. Go, Greg, hammer down.
We're going to do some results real fast until Austin calls in.
Micro Machines.
I got Wiscasset. We did the 4-cylinder pros. Race 1 was Adam Taylor. Race 2 was Max Parlin. 207 crate mods, Bubba Pelton. Pro stocks, Nick Hinckley. Thunder 4 Mini, Zach Audette. Super Street, Noah Haggett. And in Naduro, Irving Dowdy. Done!
Greg got it done. On his way to McDonald's. I went to McDonald's today for lunch.
Why?
Because I can.
No.
Yes, I can. Hey, they're gonna lower the price on the.
Just
combo
go.
meals.
You're slowing it down. You're slowing it down.
You're dragging my
Talked
feet.
about food.
All right, so Oxford, 3 days over there. Past Friday night, Garrett Hall set the tone for his weekend. Everybody,
sir.
you know,
We all
but then
thought he was going to be.
Act, Gabe Brown, Friday night. Limited Sportsman, Michael Harrison, popular win. Street Stocks, Tyler Jordan picked up his first win. Mad Bomber, Nicholas Hoyt, first win. Spencer Moore in the Thunderstock, Running Rebels, Nate Dubach. Then Saturday, the Act Tour was back in town. Jimmy Renfro Jr. picked up the win. The New England Supermodified Series, Jeffrey Battle. The Pass Mods, Reed Reno. Really laid
what
one
a
down
run
on him.
for him,
But
yes.
shout out to Alex Smith, picked up his first podium. Very popular podium for that team.
Rookie question: is that dude related to Nick Reno?
That's his son.
kid.
Yeah.
Love
Grandson
the next
of Steve Reno, great grandson of Lawrence Reno.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bloodline.
How about
It-
Mike
it-
Reno from Loverboy?
Probably not.
Okay.
There's the
I
Steve
got-
moment.
I had to do it.
The Steve deer in headlights
He's
moment.
like,
Love it every minute.
The limited sportsman division, Christina Neto and Man, she runs well up there.
She's
in that.
doing very
Also
well
picked
right
up
now.
the Triple Crown
They're blinking.
Championship.
Yeah.
The Street Stocks, Jimmy Childs, and the Thunder Stocks, Carson Hewins. I'll take a break. We'll come back on Sunday.
What, did you hang up on
Oh,
you?
did you hang?
No, that's all right. We got him. I think we got. Welcome to Mainly Motorsports. You're live on the air. Is this Austin Terrace?
Oh, it might be. Who's asking?
That's right. Steve Perry, Debbie Dorr, Greg Emerson, and yours truly, Andy Austin, who want to officially just congratulate you on being an Oxford 250 champion. Yes,
Congratulations, bud.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
So, long weekend, but it culminated in victory lane. And, everybody says we wait our whole life for this, and but you still got a long life ahead of you. So, I don't think this is your last. But take us through the weekend and the preparation that gets your team capable of winning this race, Austin.
Well, I'd like to say we had a deciphered plan and script we were following, but we took a hard turn a couple weeks back when I was going to run my backup car in a 50-lap race, and some parts didn't show up. So I ended up running my black car, and the motor blew up during the heat race. And we had to get an engine built in a week and a half by Brad Watson for that car. And I don't know exactly how it worked out to make that engine blow up in that race, because its very next race it was going to run was going to be the Oxford 250.
Oh.
And in a week and a half, Brad Watson built us an engine that we showed up very, very unprepared, because that engine landed in my shop at 4:30 p.m. Tuesday of 250 week. And we stayed there all night to get that engine in. It fired up for the first time Wednesday morning, and we were testing Thursday afternoon.
So, yeah, it didn't come easy. And, and a lot of people think when they think Cushman competition, always the best of the best. But it's not always been that way, You guys have used parts and built your own stuff. And, now you got some quality stuff. But still, it's not all store-bought.
No, it's definitely not, but we put a lot of pride and effort into our race cars, and I like to think it shows up, and we do it such a different way than everybody else, and we take some heat for it, but we do it our way. We are Ford guys through and through, and it's kind of cool to me that a Ford can still win the Oxford 250 in a day and age that the crate motor kind of rules,
Austin, can you take us who don't understand what that means through a Ford winning? To me, you've always had a fast race car. Your team's always put a good power plant together for whoever was driving it. But when it comes to a Ford, there are very few out there that are competing. And for you to win and put that flag on the moon and say Ford is the champion of the Oxford 250, what separates a Ford program from some of the others?
Well, there's actually a lot when it comes down to it, and a lot of people don't realize that the engines are just so much different in how they behave and how the weight transfers along the car. And it's not necessarily better, but it is necessarily different. And Brandon Ernest and I were talking after the heat races, and the level of, how tight on tolerances you need to be to win an Oxford 250. It isn't quarters and halves, it's 16ths, 30 seconds, and 64ths. And to have a car that I felt was truly the best car there in probably the coolest race to me, maybe one of the hardest to win, is just an honor, really.
So you've already mentioned Brad Watson. You've already mentioned Brandon Ernest. Shout out everybody else, because there's a collective group of people behind the scenes that have helped you, not just your dad. We'll get to him. Don't worry about that. And but shout out everybody else, that sponsors and the people that helped you and stuff.
Well, one of the biggest impacts on my life is Jeff Taylor. Distance Racing Products, Distance Chassis. I used to see him multiple times a week and just talk about how the races went. And, you know, he would pick apart what I did wrong, but not in a down way. He was trying to make me better for the next race. And I learned so much from Jeff, and I don't think I'd win any races without him. Rex Garrett, I talked to him a ton. DEI, ETG, they build our driveline parts. They're the best at that. Rex is a very good friend of mine. He was there to see that Oxford 250 win. That was special to me. Rex, Jeff, Brandon Ernest, they were all in victory lane. It meant the world to me to have them guys hugging me in victory lane. But then we got guys like Dwayne Greet and GT Overhead Door that they've been helping me out since I was in go-karts. You know, we got Harold Hawks. He's come on, you know, since I was in late models, making everything happen, really, and giving me every tool I need to have a good race car. Derek McConaughey, structural woodworking, Lewis and Auburn Suites and Catering, Mad Mike's Custom Detailing. There's so many people that help us out. There's people in the pits that, you know, we're a volunteer crew. No one gets paid. Bobby Timmons and Will Hicks changed my front tires. They did a phenomenal job. I had Matt Swanson change my rear tires and LJ Moulton carrying for him. My Uncle Joey jacked the car on pit road. John Lazotte Jr., the son of John Lazotte Sr., who is a legend at Oxford, he did my fuel in my race car. I did have my crew chief, my dad, Jay Cushman, on the box. Seth Drown spotted the race for me. And Eric D'Souza and Allison Rowe did my tires. They are the best tire people on the planet, bar none. Kyle D'Souza, Mickey Green helped me with every adjustment I make on my race car. I couldn't do it without them. Landshark Performance. There's so many more people that have helped along the way. Those are just the people that showed up for that one day.
Guy wins the Oxford 250 with super modified drivers changing his tires.
I was thinking.
Well, luckily, Bobby and I grew up together. Matt is like a brother to me. Matt doesn't even let anybody change rear tires on my car. He drove all the way to the Memorial Day Class 200 just to change one right side tire for me, and then drove all the way back home.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
No, and it's pretty special to, you know, when you win it and your friends are involved with you and your family, and you talked about Joey. Joey's been with your dad for many years as a part of those teams, you know, and seeing an evolution of drivers, and then for your dad to finally win this race and you be the one to give it to him, you know?
Well, I'm not going to, you know, crack the egg, but someone might have said something about that a little while ago.
How many years ago was that, kid? How many years ago?
At least 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this another thing where Steve called a shot?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
let
yes.
everybody pay attention.
Oh, boy.
Listen
Here we
up. Tell everybody, Austin.
I was on a TV show called Mainly Motorsports TV when I was just racing go-karts. I was somewhere between the age of 9 and 12. I'm not sure. But it was probably close to... I remind DJ Shaw all the time that I beat him in a go-kart when I was 9. I don't think he likes that, but we're good friends. I like to remind him. But on that TV show, Steve Perry told me that I was going to be the one to get my dad his first Oxford 250 win. And I thought he was just being nice. I didn't think it would ever happen.
You know what I've been...
Like climbing,
Yeah, you know what I've been
kind of
telling
like
people?
climbing mine out. What?
I've been telling people, you know, Jay has had... What did we tried to figure it out at the flea market? Your dad's had like 13 different drivers over the years, you know. Some of the greats, you know, all great drivers, really,
Yeah.
honestly. You know, Larry Gelinas, Louis Michaelides, Teddy Christopher, you know, Larry Potto was the first one to get in, you know, just different drivers throughout the years. But he had to create the one to win the 250
Yeah,
for
he had
him.
to create his own.
He had to create his perfect
Perfect.
driver.
So and it's so funny because I couldn't wait to get down there
Oh, my
to
gosh.
congratulate your dad. You know what I mean? Because I know how much this race means to him. So when I I would have climbed the fence if I had to
Well, I
get
was
out
asking,
there.
how did you get out there
That would
so
be an
fast?
OSHA violation if I ever heard of it.
So when I got down there, you were, interview and just starting your interview, and he was standing by himself. So when I got there and I got to put my arm around him and your dad looked at me and he had tears in his eyes. Nobody around him. And this was phenomenal. Nobody around your dad. Just me. And I got my arm around him and he looks at me and says to me, "You said it, Steve. You said it. You said he would give me this race. He would win this race for me." And it choked me up because I did it. And I just had that feeling because the passion that you had and being around him and the passion that he had, you could not help but have the success that you two are having because either you were either gonna live it through him and with him, or you weren't gonna be his driver. You know what I mean? And it's funny at 8:20, and I don't know what time it was. Casey Nash, who we have that go-kart track through, the track that you started your little racing career at, texted me and said the same thing. You called it years ago. You said that this kid would give Jay his 250 win, and that was pretty cool when I read that text. And I didn't read that till about 2 a.m. down in the casino that night. I'm like, oh my good, and it was so heartwarming. It was good for you to get your 250 win, but so cool
That you called the shot?
No.
Steve likes to pat himself on the back.
But
Nobody knew this.
For Jay, honestly, for a guy that's put so much in to that race, to finally have it, and then to get it with your son, how big a deal that is.
You know, everybody that knows Jay knows, like, Jay the person, right? And so, like, when you and I went in the pits to see Jay in Austin, because I hadn't seen him yet, and then Jay come walking right over to us and, give me the bro hug, and, I give him the bro hug back and congratulating him. And he's just smiling, and like I've never seen Jay smile before. And then 10 minutes later, he's leaving, and the car's still not even loaded.
Yeah, he's leaving, and he's got 11 miles to empty in his truck.
Oh my gosh!
No.
Did the race announcer say 40 years of trying pays off? And Jay Cushman finally. No, Austin. We're talking about the bond between you and your dad, and what kid really wants to always talk about their dad? Sometimes in racing, when you have the same job, you kind of have to do it. But give us a little inside when when it got real quiet. It didn't have to be that night, but sometime in the following 48 hours, there was a moment between the two of you that no one else knows about. And just give us some information that he might have shared with you, or emotions that he might have shared with you about what the Oxford 250 meant to the two of you.
I don't think it really took words. I knew what it meant to him years ago. It probably was the most important day of his life. Looking at it now, I think Sunday was probably his favorite day he's ever been through.
Did he give you a look where you knew that?
No, I just knew it. I know it in my heart, Like, dedicating pretty much your entire life with one goal, and to wait that long like Jeff Taylor did, it must feel like the biggest pressure off your shoulders. And I didn't even feel like I won that race for me. I feel like I won it for him.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And like I said, when I went down there and stood, and he turned to me, and this is Jay Cushman. This guy's a heart of steel.
Oh, yeah.
And his eyes are watering. This is Jay Cushman. And anybody that knows Jay, that don't happen. And what that moment meant to him, to finally accomplish something you've tried 40 years for, and watch guys that lucked into it, fell into it, and I talked to Jay today, and he said, listen, I would have taken it if somebody had run out of gas, or I'd have took it however we got it. It rained, it wouldn't matter. I'd have took it, but we won it, and I said,
he mollywalked him.
You had the best. You had the best car, and we were talking about it. I said, listen, just like Taylor winning it last year, whether you're a Taylor fan or not, you got to respect that. You got to admire, because what he's given to the sport and continues to give. He's there helping Ryan Littlefield. You know what I mean? Same with Jay Cushman. I said, Jay, you've probably had it out with every competitor out there. I mean, I remember there was a time where you and Jeff Taylor, you couldn't be in the same county together. You and Dale Shaw, you and everybody. I mean, that's why the Rowe Cushman feud won't go away till one of you is 6 feet under. It's because of the passion that both of you wear on your sleeve, Jay, because you are old school racers, and that was a compliment to him, and he understood it because he is that old school guy, and there are not many of them like
There's
it now.
not many left.
So is his pump jack too.
Yeah, like I said, but that's what this sport is lacking.
Yes.
Is there's not a lot of Jay Cushmans left, Dale Shaw's left, Mike Rowe's left. Those guys, and so to see him win it, whether you're a fan or not, you gotta be happy for that 29 team.
I'll take that one step further. I remember when Dale Shaw was the new guy, when he was the 22-year-old who could not get out of his own way in that 47 car, right? Well, fast forward 35, 40 years, he's now aged into that guy, same with Jay Cushman. You get a guy like Austin Terrace. Austin, how long have you been racing stock cars?
As far as late models go, I believe this is my 8th year or 7th year.
Yeah, so he's not a baby. He's not a rookie. He's a seasoned veteran, but he's building stats that, do you plan to stick with local regional racing for your racing career, or do you have aspirations to do bigger things?
In my mind, super late models are the top echelon of real racing. We go to Berlin, we go to New Smyrna, we go to Canada.
Yeah.
We're going to the Freedom Factory in November. That's what I want to do. I want to chase big super late model races.
Yeah, and I think, you can be a local hero, and if you get the gig that a Johnny Clark and a Mike Rowe and a Jay Cushman have, a Dale Shaw have, it's a good gig to have. So you just got to give guys like Austin Terrace time to build the stats and the cred, and winning the Oxford 250 is going to be big on that list too. So give him another 10 years, and he wants to hang around. He, when people are like, well, where's the next local star? He's on the phone with us right now. One of them anyway. Joey
Absolutely.
DeWiron, another example too. We have guys that are now approaching their upper 20s, lower 30s, mid 30s that are, DJ stacking up those stats that mean the same to the generation who's younger that Dale Shaw and Jay Cushman meant to us, but we don't get to see it that way because we're old and grumpy now. But they're making the impact to that other generation. As long as that next generation sticks around, let's hope that they do as fans. Jay Cushman or Austin Terrace is that Jay Cushman. So it's going to happen. We just got to give it time.
Oh, and absolutely. And it's funny, you're 22, right? You started racing, 17 years ago?
Yeah.
Steve, you'd know better than I do.
And I was saying, I remember when you were 5 years old and you showed up at that little go-kart track, and your dad's got you out there, and he's got his stopwatch. Jay had his stopwatch, and you were 5 years old. And I remember your first Friday night race, and you were spinning out every 2 laps, and the caution would come out, and I'm like, geez. I said, Jay, will you tighten that go-kart out for him? And he said, he's got to learn to drive a loose race car. I said, not at 5 years old, he don't, Jay. We laughed. We even laughed about that today. And it was funny. So when I walked over, after you're listening to your interview, and I walk over and congratulate DJ, and the first words out of DJ's mouth was, hey, one of the kids from Richmond won the 250. So it was pretty cool that one of those kids that started on that little go-kart track, that now we preach to our little kids every week that, someday I'm going to be coming to these race car tracks and watching you, and like we're watching Silas Ripley and we're watching all these other ones, and you're on the banner as you drive into our track, where what starts at the go-kart tracks ends in Victory Lane, now ended up as an Oxford 250 winner. So, hopefully someday when you have a free moment, you stop up to the track, and, all these little kids would love to see you, because, when I tell them this can be you someday, you've proven me right even more, kid.
Well, that little go-kart track off exit 43 means the world to me, because that's where everything started. And I'd love nothing more to go up there.
No, you always got an
always
open
welcome.
invitation. And your dad, I've seen him stop up over the years, and he's always talked about it. He told me today, he called Bill Stilfen to thank him for what he did, because when he ran it back when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and that's where it all starts. And
Give these kids
your
a place to
dad
race.
was the toughest on you than anybody I've ever seen, and it was what I call tough. He didn't sugarcoat it. If you made a mistake, he let you know. He wasn't that dad that when you rolled back in the pits, whether it was the go-kart, the Legend, or whatever you're running now, you make a mistake, he lets you know, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he's the first to let me know.
Yeah, but that's what makes you a better driver. Letting you know that you didn't do nothing wrong. That doesn't make you a better driver. What makes you a better driver is when your team, particularly your crew chief or your father, let you know that you were in the wrong. And look where it's got you now. You're one of the top drivers in all of New England, and now you're on the map. Anybody that didn't know who Austin Terrace was before Sunday now knows who you are.
Well, that means the world. Like, growing up, I was at the racetrack before I can even remember. I know I was at the racetrack, and one of my earliest memories is a Beechridge 300, and that's all I've ever known. And we raced legend cars at Beechridge under Andy Austin's voice, and so much great stuff happened there. And from Richmond to Beechridge to the 250 Victory Lane, it's just been a dream, really.
Austin Terrace is our guest here, the champion of the Oxford 250, and talking about growing up as Jay Cushman's kid. The meme that goes around is, there were a lot of kids that didn't hold the shop light for their dad the right way, and now they're paying for it. Did you ever have to hold the shop light for Jay, and did he yell at you for not holding it in the right place?
Oh, I'm sure that I can't count specifically, but it's got to be a true thing,
Yeah. Did he puke in his helmet the first time? I need to know that.
Yeah, so that was the rumor that in his first 250 appearance, he threw up in his helmet as he was getting ready to roll out for the heat. Is that true, or is that folklore?
I'm hard on him, and I make fun of him, and I've never heard that. So I'll have to check back.
Check back. Get us... do some investigative reporting.
Steve, did you just learn the word folklore today?
I was going to say,
because the way you pronounce it,
it was pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, it's like a cat that walks that just learned something new. It's like folklore.
Yeah, you've been using that every day.
It's like, are you a Taylor Swift fan all of a sudden?
He's
No.
We're gonna. I'm gonna tell you about my favorite Austin experience from this weekend.
Go ahead, man.
So Garrett and I sat with Austin and his girlfriend Lexi during the drivers' meeting, and I said, Austin, when are you going to get your helmet done by Night Owl Creations? And he offered up Lexi to me in trade because he said he has no money.
Right, that was your offer. Don't make me
Well then.
And then, so
Moving on.
now he has money. So he can pay for it now.
Yeah, that was a very calculated
Yeah,
risk there, Gregory.
Who gets the money? Does the driver or the car owner?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a split.
Yeah, but what is the split? Like, I want to know, how much money did you make from the 250?
That's confidential.
Oh man!
But
all right,
how many laps did you lead? Did you figure that out?
Well, no, because depending on which news outlet you look at, it's somewhere between 109 and 125, and everybody has a different story, and I don't really know.
Doesn't it?
You'll be able to figure it out when you get the check.
Yeah.
Don't they go through Race Monitor on that one?
No, that
They were
that
having
was
technical
screwed up.
difficulties for the first
Shocker.
72 laps.
Oh, so it's like our show.
Yeah. Sometimes it works.
No,
Sometimes
seriously,
it doesn't. Yeah.
because Paul Johnson does all that stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
kept every caution he was down working on the wire underneath the flag stand.
Oh,
so
what a terrible time for that to
Oh,
happen.
bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know they work hard, so I just,
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, we try to make this show perfect every single week. It's not from lack of trying, and we slowly get there every single week. But then when we fall short on things, I kick myself all the way back to Limerick.
Ford
we all
blue
do.
and white, are those the colors you want on the thing, Austin?
Oh.
Well,
King
red's
Hearts
my
out.
lucky color.
Red is? Oh. Did you have red on your car this year?
No, but my fire suit you made fun of was red.
I made fun of it?
Whoa.
Yeah, you told me I had an old fire suit. I need a fancy one.
Yeah, I might have.
So what's the plans this weekend?
Boss Hog 150.
That's what I
There you
heard.
go.
Yeah, buddy, you are the defending champion of
Yeah, I
that
was gonna
race,
say,
too.
You won it last year.
Absolutely. I really want that barbecue again.
That's the only way Jay feeds him.
Well, he's not gonna get the tag.
He's like a stray dog out in the
A hungry dog always eats, man.
Yeah.
We'll drive for food.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I think what's pretty cool is Jay goes and wins the race. Okay, our job's done here. Nowhere to be found in Victory Lane photos, huh? There's one of you and him.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, but the big one, where is he?
I think he's in that.
Go find him.
Oh,
Was it like
probably
Waldo?
getting Pizza ordered.
What's
He's
that?
going to get pizza ordered.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had Domino's on the phone.
yeah. No, he's the one. He's there with you and him, and he's got stuff to do. He goes to pick up the pit cat. Go get ready for tech.
That's because the one with him and Austin is the only one he cared about.
Yeah,
All the one he needed.
And
Yeah.
like he said, and I said, this is what I love about it, Jay. You're like that professional athlete. You're paid to do a job. You do it. You move on and do it again. Like now you've already turned your focus. I'm sure your focus has stayed a little longer on that. You go to do a job and you did it. The celebration isn't that big a deal to you. You're celebrating inside, I get it. I don't think he was in the Boss Hog photos last year. So this year, if you can back it up, will you get him in the photo?
If you're there to help me wrangle him.
Oh, he'll be
I'll
there.
be there.
He'll
I'll
be
get him.
there.
I'll get him.
Are you hogging this weekend?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to try.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll win another one of my trophies, right? Put it up with last year's and with our go-kart trophies that you accumulated over the years back when I used to do those.
But
Austin,
it's not about
Pretty
Steve at
certain
all.
I'm pretty certain the tallest trophies I own came from you, Steve.
Yeah, especially if you won the go-kart ones and the Boss Hogs, yeah.
do you have a special place where you keep them? I mean, you've accumulated quite a few over your short career.
All the cool trophies sit on. We have a row of Lista cabinets, and the cool trophies sit right beside the surface plate. But the 250 trophy is probably going in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a grandfather clock.
Yeah.
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 No.
I mean, it means so much to us. It's not. It doesn't represent a 250 lap race. It represents a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's
Perfect way to say it.
Yeah.
When did you think that you were going to be the Oxford 250 champion? When you were in that cockpit, how many laps to go? When did it sink in to be like, oh my God, this is happening?
I still don't think it has set in.
Yeah.
Like, I've raced enough to know it ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, with that
We
late
had-
caution. Yeah.
Yeah, with 10 to go, we had a huge lead, and I was like, well, I literally thought to myself, I just want uneventful, log 10 more laps and be done. And I'm like, all right, we logged 5 of the 10, we're good. 6, we're good. 7, and the caution came out, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, DJ gave you all he had for that last restart. Like, he did everything perfect. He just couldn't stay with you.
But I was lucky enough to have the 2 guys around me that race with a lot of respect.
Yes.
DJ and Eddie raced me as hard as anybody else, but we never touched a door, a fender, a tire. So you can't even like be upset with them guys because they didn't take anything away from your day. They didn't give it to you, but they didn't take it from you either.
Yep. Yeah.
Dude, I love that. That's why it makes it a good Oxford 250, because there's nothing that grinds me more as an outsider watching than somebody who just numbs it and drives through people. And I don't think the Oxford Northeast, we don't have a lot of that. We see a ton of that in other parts of the country. It's almost like just an accepted practice. But in the North, you have guys that have a lot of experience under their belt, like Eddie, who's been there and done that. DJ as well. He's won a ton of things. And they know how to race Austin, who in turn will race other people that way as well. So, I mean, it just kind of feeds itself. I think it's really cool that they raced heads up and they took their losses like someone who just didn't have enough to break through first.
Yeah. And that's the way you want to see a race like that finish.
I'm really big on, you give what you get and you race people how they race you. And everybody I raced around on 250 Sunday were people that raced me good. And I left there without a tire mark on the race car. I raced Jimmy Renfrew, Cole Roby, Bubba Pollard, Eddie McDonald, DJ. I raced some guys all race long, but it was never it was never anything past the line, you know?
Yep. No, one more quick question before we let you go. At the one point of the race, and I don't know if it was around like lap 120 or whatever, when the caution came out and 3/4, might have even been more of that, of the field pitted and left you were almost like on an island by yourself. But you weren't concerned. I was listening to you and Seth and your team on the radio. At that point, you still weren't concerned, you know. But what were you really thinking at that point?
Well, in my mind, I hate two-tire racing. Everybody that talks to me knows I can't stand racing on 2 new and 2 old tires. I want 4 matched tires. I'll take old tires over new tires if they're matched all day long. But when we were the only car out there, I was like, this did not go to plan.
It did go to plan.
It worked.
Yeah, because you really checked out and still led a bunch of laps. But
God's plan.
But Austin, thank you very much for joining us here tonight on Mainly Motorsports. It'll sink in eventually. If not, when you drive through the gate next year and you hear your name announced as the reigning 250 winner, it'll sink in by then. But great job by you and your whole team. Obviously, you'll hear it when you're at Wiscasset, and Ken Meinitz announcing you this weekend as the reigning last week's 250 winner. So great job by all of you guys. It was a classic performance by Team 29, the Cushman competition number 29.
Thank you. I appreciate that more than you can know. It's an honor to be on the show. It's an honor to be thought of that much.
Will you call his next shot, Steve? What's Austin
jeez.
going to do next?
Well,
You have a history of this. You're proud of it. Let's go.
I gotta sleep on it.
Oh, jeez.
Is he going to be the first repeat
Is he gonna-
Oxford 250 winner in, I don't know. Who's,
How many years?
yeah. Was it, who's
Cole
those-
won it.
Cole won it 2 in a row.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, just go ahead and do it.
Which car you bringing to the Boss Hog this weekend?
My oldest race car, the car that Kyle Busch ran, I run at Berlin and stuff. It won the Boss Hog last year. It'll go back this year.
There we go.
Austin Terrace, everybody. Thank you for joining the show, the Oxford 250 champion. It is Mainly Motorsports on Seacoast Oldies. Tonight's show brought to you by Rejuvenate, Canna and Dow Excavating, Inc., 324-1220. We got about 8 minutes left in the show. One of them will be talking about sponsors, and we'll come back and do a recap, or excuse me, a preview of this weekend's Boss Hog 150 over at Wiscasset Speedway. We're back after these.
Getting older doesn't have to feel like it's a constant battle. Rejuvenate Canna offers natural relief, thoughtfully made, just for you. No pills, and you don't have to go through a series of specialists to get the relief you need. Rejuvenate Canna supplies dispensaries with the highest quality handcrafted flour across the Northeast. Connect with Rejuvenate Canna on Facebook and Instagram and stay connected for a new chapter of Rejuvenate. But more on that later. Rejuvenate Canna Quality, care, consistency. Retired doesn't mean you're done. If you've still got the drive, Dow Excavating has the wheel. Dow Excavating of Hollis is searching for a part-time CDL driver. You'll drive parts of York and Cumberland counties. Local routes for a family company with local roots. Competitive pay for someone who's put in the miles and enjoying the ride of life. Find more information at dowexcavatinginc.com. That's dowexcavatinginc.com. Dow Excavating is an equal opportunity employer.
And now, back to Mainly Motorsports.
Well, it'll be pretty neat if he can go up there to Wiscasset and back up what he did last year and win the 251 week, the Boss Hog. That'd be a
It'll be
pretty
a
good
weekend.
pretty good payday.
Has a schedule been like that for a while, where the two races are back to back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Well, then,
Since they moved it to August, basically.
yeah, that could become like the main thing to do. They talk about doing the double, whether it's Indy and Charlotte. I know it's not the same day, but it's like the main version.
Yeah.
So you get 2 marquee races
Yeah,
in
right.
consecutive
Absolutely.
weeks.
And over the last few years, some more of the quality, what you'd call the quality teams. I know Garrett Hall's making the
been
trek
in it
up there
for a while.
and I'm sure Trevor's been going up there for the last few years. Hopkins has been going there. So some of the what you'd call the marquee names, that are more recognizable.
When does this happen?
Sunday.
Sunday at 2?
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, I should be back by
Green
then.
flag at
Yep.
2.
Yep.
Pits open at 9, grandstands open at noon, and green flag at 2 o'clock.
Be a jam-packed house.
I'm
it is
I'm not
standing room
sure who
only.
I'm spotting for, but I'm sure I'm spotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All for $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get
That's
in.
incredible that they're able to do that,
Yeah.
for the big marquee races. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been to Wiscasset all year. We have Oswego on Saturday night, and if it doesn't rain, then I'm not going to stick around on Sunday there. I'd rather come back and watch a race at Wiscasset.
Yeah. And what I like about it's pretty unique is they time trial. You know?
Yeah, is that new this year?
No,
don't
I think they
remember
did it
that.
last year.
Yeah, I
They
didn't
did it
remember
last year.
I
But
didn't
like
go
they're
last year.
they lock
So they lock in the
Top
top
14.
14 by time.
Yep.
And then the 15th on back. have
Where
to
do they
go
get the
races.
14?
Yeah,
Well,
it's Dave
Yeah,
St. Clair's
Dave
number.
St.
Oh,
Clair's
yeah, that
number.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah.
So I think last year they locked in 20, and I think this year they backed it up to 14.
Yeah, 14. 15 or worse go to heat races. There's 15 laps. The top 4 go on to the race.
I don't hate that.
The ones that
No,
are
it's
left
unique.
have
I
to
love
be
it.
main. Yeah.
Nice job, Ken.
Yeah, no, they really honor Boss Hogg on this day.
It's a really cool day.
You're
Yeah.
going just because there's barbecue.
Well, he's got to
Well, I
get
gotta
invited.
know the winner and you get
Well,
invited.
I don't know
Well,
if
no,
it's
I
ever
just
stopped
invite
him.
myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's cool. We
So-
should do like a group photo at the Boss Hog this weekend.
There we go.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. And then maybe we can get next week's guest.
You guys will have to come find me probably.
Oh, we know where you'll be. A, the spotter stand, or B, the barbecue pit.
There isn't a spot
Yeah,
in
they
Wiscasset.
let you-
It's wherever you.
We'll come
Well,
find
where the spotter stands is the spotter stand.
our spotter
We know
don't
where
stand.
he
Our
is.
spotter
He's
sits.
gonna-
Oh,
Sitting.
God, I learned that
Oh.
stupid lesson, you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, our spotter sits.
Yeah.
Well, I stand if I have to.
When? To get up?
When I have to. Like if
Listen,
I,
Andy.
I've never seen
We had a
it.
conversation the
Wait,
other
no.
day.
Yeah.
He was going over to sit all day. Did you make that announcement
what?
over at
Well,
Oxford?
he didn't announce it.
Well, you made it to me, so that's an announcement.
Yeah.
I'll be over there and I'll be sitting all day.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember seeing that.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a long
Well,
day.
thank you for the donuts too.
You know why I did that? And this is going to be totally ridiculous.
That's okay.
Because
Get
I
your
wanted
spot.
a parking spot near the gate.
Yeah.
Oh no, I get
But
I
then
that.
it took
I
you
didn't
how
want to
long
go
to
over
get
there for
back?
the heats,
You should have.
and then drove over and parked out by the office, and no,
You should have waited. I would have given you a ride in my little tow truck.
yeah, well, I didn't. I drove my Jeep over there.
Yeah. Guess he's got a new car.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to find the picture of Greg and I standing and spotting.
You spotted together?
Oh,
Greg,
yeah.
Greg showed me
It
the
was- it was-
ropes of spotting.
Oh.
he spotted for Lyman.
Oh, funny.
I thought it did okay.
I might have that picture also.
Yeah, no, it's like back
have
in
to find it.
2014.
I think I have it in my camera roll.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
So listen, I want to throw a few more winners out for Sunday
Go
from
ahead.
Oxford.
Yeah, Bob.
Obviously, the 250 Austin Terrors, the Super Modifieds Jeffrey Battle, the Pass Mods
That was a good one.
Jeremy Davis.
That was a cool
And hats off
win.
to the sponsor of that division, Dan Morris.
There it is. See, we're both standing. Circa 2014.
Oh yeah, because he's got something to lean against.
Yeah.
So
Rest in peace, Beach Ridge.
Kenny Bug, why? Where'd they go?
Oh,
No, this-
Ken-
some of it's
Oh,
in my
yeah,
yard,
yeah.
actually.
Kenny Beck Equipment Rental, Dan Morris.
Danny
they,
Morris does a good
He
job
does
for that
amazing.
They
division.
do a special event on 250 Sunday where they get lap sponsors, and it doesn't necessarily go to the leader. It goes to whatever lap you pick, and so everybody got some added bonus money, and it's a big deal for that class. So Jeremy Davis picked up his first ever Pass Modified win. Sean Martin picked up the Limited Sportsman, and an old Beach Ridge guy.
Yeah.
You know, driving the 09.
Gary
bad.
Babineau!
And you want to talk about being excited
Dude, I love him.
to win on 250 Sunday. This is
That's the
the
thing,
stuff.
When's the last time he raced? It was probably the Greg
a
Peters
couple
car.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But he
That's-
hadn't. He
that's-
Last time
hadn't
he won
before that.
when-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Randy's Harmon's car, and
Trying to sell it.
yeah, Randy called Gary a few weeks ago, and he's like, "Go race my car and win with it, so I can sell it."
But that's what it's all about up
Yeah.
there on the 250. When you race on the undercard of the big dance,
Yeah,
it's still the big dance. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like bringing the ugly girl. You're still at the dance.
Stop.
You know what I mean? You're still there.
What's wrong with ugly girls?
Yeah.
I never had
They
one.
have a heart.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, okay, so you wouldn't know, right? Maybe you don't know what you don't know. Maybe the ugly girls know some tricks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Moving on.
Oh my God! Speaking of the 250, the thing that just jumped out at me. Remember your buddy Matt?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
This is like 20 years ago. Speaking of the campfires and everything like
Langevin.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Langevin. I can't repeat exactly what he did, but he said the number adds up to 10. It wasn't a 10, but the number adds up to 10.
Oh, jeez.
Right there when he points to the grass.
Oh, my God.
Between two cars in the
Yep.
middle of the parking lot.
Yep. You remember exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Good thing I don't hang out with people like that.
Oh,
huh?
Lord.
Oh, my God. You
No, because you know what's changed now?
Grimace-
He's in a hurry to get to the casino.
Well, no.
What are you doing at 2 a.m. at the casino and finally just looking at your text messages? It's the Oxford 250. You said that you didn't see the text message.
I have
No,
one
he-
question.
I had-
One question. Did you do as good this year as you did last year?
Nope.
No.
That's all I'm going to ask. I'm not going to get in.
No.
I don't care about numbers.
I know, because when I ask him, like, well, how'd you do? Well, you know, blah, 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 all around the mulberry bush, but no answer.
Yeah,
on
and
what we
and last
spent,
year
what
when
we
he
won.
did
Oh,
last
he
year
was-
when he did well, you're
was sending
laying in
pictures
bed
of
in your
it.
teddy and he walks in
Oh,
and starts fanning the dollars on top of you,
I'm
didn't
pretty
he?
sure that doesn't happen in our
I'll
house.
still call them teddies.
I haven't worn a teddy
What is this, the
in
70s?
how many years?
Teddy's?
Yeah, teddies, not
He's
peanut
like-
butter.
He's
The
like,
guy wasn't named Teddy
You like
that she
Yeah.
was laying with.
oh, honey.
the lingerie.
The
Where did they
lingerie.
get the
He's
name
like, there's
Teddy?
no lingerie going
It's
on
the
in our
stupidest
house.
name. Like, why would they name it after a dude? Like, why would they name women's
Yeah.
skimpy clothing after a guy?
I don't know why they did. That's a
something
good
to-
question.
something we have to
That's a
research.
trivia for next week. Why did
All right.
they name it a teddy?
Somebody come up with that and give us a call.
All right, 324-1220. It has been a great show. It's Mainly
And a wonderful
Motorsports.
show.
We will see you on Sunday over at the Boss Hog 150. What time does the green flag fly again?
2 o'clock.
All right, and
Just
you know,
$5 to get in the stands, $20 to get in the pits.
and we'll recap it. Hopefully, have the champion next Tuesday on the show. It's Mainly Motorsports on Seacoast Oldies. Good night.
Good deal.